came, I saw, I came, I saw, I praise the Lord and break the law. I take what's mine and take. We're good, right? Yeah. In case you didn't know, that track I was singing was an ASAP Rocky track because we're going to be discussing ASAP Rocky's best album. Um, so yeah, we have four choices because Live Love ASAP is considered a project as well. So we have four options, and I'm gonna discuss my favorite, the best, and some like hot takes, I guess, on some of them. So Live Love ASAP. Let's just start off talking about that one first. Live Love ASAP is a kind of like a mixtape album, I guess you could say. It's an alright. It's good for like a start. It really put ASAP on the map. Peso. That's when he dropped the Peso. So that was like a track that really put him on the map. Had Houston Old Head, my favorite track on that album. And then we have like this is kind of like more like a darker. This is when also you could tell it was darker because he was dropping more of like what was it? He was wearing more like Black Scale. I don't know if you know that brand, Black Scale and all that. He was wearing a lot of black outfits and stuff like that. But I guess I was in that time. But yeah, and Brand New Guy with Schoolboy Q. We had some good tracks on there. So it was a good project overall, but it wasn't like I want to say it was one you could listen through all the way through. I guess it has some tracks that were just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna skip this one. But it did have good tracks as well. It was a pretty good album, pretty decent album. It's also his first albums that he dropped, or for his first project that he dropped. So it's like, it's not gonna. Obviously, most of the artists that drop their first project, it won't be the best all the time. So yeah, and then the next one we have was Long Live ASAP, and Long Live ASAP, he kind of kept the same dark feeling to it. I mean, first song I heard by him when I got into him was Long Live ASAP. Like literally that track, and you could tell the darkness in there with the how does it go with the who said you can't live forever love, like it kind of has a little feeling to it, a little dark feeling to it. But I can tell on Long Live ASAP there was more tracks, like there was more radio seeking tracks. You know what I'm saying? We had fucking Problems when he dropped that one. Everybody was like, "Yo, this is fire." Who do you have? Kendrick, Drake, 2 Chainz on there. Even Wild for the Night, that one got so big. Um, PMW, All I Really Need with Schoolboy Q got pretty big. We had Fashion Killer, that one got hella big too. Probably more so because Rihanna was in the video and this and that, and they were dating at the time. And then we had but we also had tracks like Phoenix, which is more like a slow, like a more, what, Phoenix is actually really slept on. I think that track is really good. Like the video, everything, just it's kind of more like a depressing, sad, dark track. So I enjoy that track. And then Angels, I remember listening to Angels so heavily, bro, and watching the video. I remember be like dun 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 with the telephone, dun 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 dun, and then the beat drop, 10 go chains. Shit's amazing. So yeah, this album, it was kind of more like it was way more, you had more radio seeking tracks on there, but you also had more like dark feeling to it. A lot of dark feeling to it. It was more, it just didn't, you know what I'm saying? There was no, I wouldn't say there's like a track where you see like happiness, I guess, happy track. It was all dark. It was more like, even the videos, I mean, if you watch the Long Live ASAP video, gray, it's all gray, and then the Fashion Killer video is literally all gray, and that was more like a love track. Angels isn't gray, but it's like, I mean, they're robbing people in that one, so it looks pretty scary. You know what I'm saying? They're going into the liquor store, and they're fucking, you know what I'm saying? So you can tell it was more I like that. And then we have my favorite ASAP album, At Long Last ASAP. Yo, man, I think this was the best album that. No, I don't think this was his best. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna say it was his best. I'm gonna say it was his best, and it's my favorite because I just enjoyed so many tracks on here. I like it, had another dark feeling to it, but he also had like, it was so different than the other one. The other ones are more gangster, I guess you could say. They're more like talking his shit, this and that. But I feel like on this one, At Long Last ASAP, he had like, I mean, LSD, super slow track, super trippy track. That's what I loved about it so much. It was like a psychedelic experience just listening to the album. If I'm wrong, correct me, but that's what I think personally. I think it was like Fine Wine. It was like like a psychedelic experience. LSD, obviously, acid. This and Excuse Me, even the beat for Excuse Me, it was kind of like it was so different. So I really, and then we had the track that blew up on here, which was Lord Pretty Flacco Jody the second. Um, that was an alright track too. That was a cool track. I like in the gym that one slaps a lot. You know what I'm saying? Jukebox Joints got to be the best ASAP Rocky track to ever come out. Jukebox Joints. Oh my gosh, the video, the visuals for it, the Kanye production on it, Joe Fox on it, everything perfect. The switch on the towards the end too, and then Kanye talking about wow, what's that line? With friends like you, who need friends? Sometimes the best advice is no advice. Then a little pause, especially when it's your advice. Oh my gosh, he's a genius, genius. But yeah, then we have tracks like Wavy Bone. It's more like a hustle track. Juicy J, Juicy J, he needs his props. He makes a lot of tracks good too. I like when he's featured on tracks. It adds spice to the track. So I really do enjoy that. And then we have West Side Highway, another slow track. You see what I'm getting with this? It was more cohesive. There was a lot of different tracks you could play. Better Things is also one of my favorite tracks on the album. We got songs like Every Day. We got Back Home, another favorite track on there, which is when we got Mos Def on there. So this one to me just felt more cohesive. It felt like I felt like it shifted. I don't know if you guys remember with the J. Cole one how I talked about him shifting. It felt like this one he shifted too. He shifted to like a different bag. It was still dark in a sense. I mean, with the cover and some videos, they look lightweight. They look pretty dark. Like Every Day looks pretty dark in the video and stuff. So it was kind of more like a dark feeling, but it had like really cohesive sounds. It had that really slow track, LSD, the trippy ass track, the Excuse Me with the little something about that beat. It was just so different, but he still rapped on it like well. He did good. And we have like Jukebox Joints. Like I said, that one was more like a you know. So that one has to be probably his best album. I feel like, and my favorite album by ASAP. And then we got to talk about Testing, which is the most recent album, 2018, 4 years ago. So Testing to me was also a really good album. It was really good. A lot of people were like iffy about it. And I remember watching this on tour too. And I like the whole concept of it. The testing the waters, this like that, the dummy or whatever. And then the performance was cool where he had like his homies wear the mask. The mask was sick. I like it. And I'm not sure, but I think the whole concept of it was like testing new sounds, like trying different things. I think that was the whole concept of it. And then I don't know if you guys remember, he had that little listening thing for it, and he did like where he was in the box and shit, and like the little he was kind of getting treated like a lab rat. I don't know if you guys seen that, and then he played like snippets of the album. I think he played like I remember listening to OG Beeper through that like thing he did or whatever. That was a cool little performance thing he did, and he dropped the shoes at that time. So I really like Testing, just overall what he did with the rollout too. The Testing rollout was amazing. Like just the yellow, how obsessed he was with the yellow. We put the yellow laces on his Vans and stuff. It fit. It was a perfect rollout, I feel like, for Testing. And then I like Testing. I really do. I really like the Distorted Records. ASAP Forever is probably the best track on there, I think, personally. And then we got Tony Tone also. And then the videos, man. His videos just keep getting better. The videos for these tracks were insane. ASAP Forever video, I think that's the best video to ever be dropped. That I don't know who the videographer. I think it was Dexter Navy, but like just the clips he gets in them, and then Kiss Turned Out Fine, one of my favorite ASAP Rocky tracks as well. He has some pretty good tracks on there. He had some good tracks. I think that was like a really really good album. I think that was really slept on. I think honestly, personally, if I'm gonna say so myself, I would say it could have been one of, well, it depends on the other albums that dropped that year, but it was kind of like to me an album of the year because it just had like I can listen to that album from top to bottom, and I really like the whole different sounds he went on. Praise the Lord with Skepta. I mean, he had he even that Purity where he sampled the Lauryn Hill I Gotta Find Peace of Mind with Frank Ocean. That was amazing. And then we had Kids Turned Out Fine. Like I said, that was probably the best track on there in my opinion. Uh, Next to ASAP Forever, because ASAP Forever was like, yo, that was like a crazy track. So yeah, ASAP Rocky. Personally, I really like the direction he's going to because it leaves us off in like a point where we're just like, yo, what's he gonna drop next? I mean, we got the at long last ASAP. It was like it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was so different, but it was like it shifted. It sounded way different from Long Live ASAP in terms of like the tracks in there. The vibe was still kind of the same, but the track sounded different, more psychedelic. And then testing where he's kind of more. There's different types of sounds. He brings in more like cohesive sounds and stuff like that. So it just shows you what's gonna happen for his next album. And supposedly his next album is gonna be called All Smiles. I'm not sure. I don't know the whole details, but if you guys know like what he's dropping next, let me know. So far he's been doing pretty good. He dropped that Nego track, and then he dropped that what's that track Doja with the Snot, which is one of my favorite tracks so far this year. So yeah, I'm excited to hear new ASAP. I'm excited for new music from ASAP. Anything, and he got a baby on the way with Rihanna. So yeah, everybody talking about that. But I'm waiting on the album ASAP, and I'm waiting on the album Rihanna. Y'all both gotta drop the album, like for real. But I get it, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta have the kid first and all that, and then you gonna drop the album and this and that, you know what I'm saying? So do y'all thing and then drop the album though, like right after, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, let me know your guys' favorite ASAP Rocky track, favorite ASAP Rocky album. Which one do you think is his best? Which one do you what are you anticipating from ASAP? Do you want to see him work with certain artists? You want him, like the Wank Sap that never dropped? Do you guys want like an ASAP Tyler collab album? Because that would be fucking sick in my opinion. That would be so dope. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought, and let me know what y'all looking forward to. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of your Monday. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.